Welcome back to the children. Good morning to all. So this is Rajeshwar Rao, maths faculty. So in the previous session we completed the introduction of polynomials. So introduction of polynomials were completed. Now we are discussing the second session, graph of a polynomial. It is very important concept for 4 marks question. Definitely in your public exam 4 marks question will come. Without this question there is no question paper. 100% graph will come in your public exam. So be careful, listen carefully and try to understand how to draw the graph of a polynomial. So here different types of polynomial we saw. So based on their degrees, linear polynomial first one is. So linear polynomial means degree of the polynomial is 1. So that is a linear polynomial. Second one is quadratic polynomial. So maximum in our public exam they will ask quadratic polynomial for 4 marks question, graph of quadratic polynomial for 4 marks question. For any blanks or 1 mark questions they will ask a linear polynomial graph or a linear polynomial, how to graphical representation of linear polynomial. They will ask like this about linear polynomial. So maximum will concentrate on quadratic polynomial. So before going to quadratic polynomial, what is the graph of linear polynomial? Linear polynomial. So linear polynomial. Already we saw that general form of linear polynomial in previous session. What is the general form of linear polynomial? Ax plus b, where a is not equal to 0, a comma b comma c belongs to complex numbers. This is a very important condition. Graph of linear polynomial. So in terms of x, that's why I am taking here p of x. P of x. Graph of linear polynomial is always a straight line. Always a straight line. So how it will become? So I am taking the example y equal to 3x plus 6. 3x plus 6. So when you take, if it is a straight line, definitely we need to draw a straight line. We need minimum 2 points. Minimum 2 points. So that is table x, y. To draw a straight line we need 2 points. So this is the first point and this is the second point. First make x equal to 0, we'll get y value 0, y value. Then the next y0, take y0, then we'll get x value. Put x equal to 0 in this given polynomial. Put x equal to 0, then y will become total 0, y equal to 6. If y equal to 0, then 3x equal to minus 6. If y equal to 0, 0 equal to 3x plus 6, 3x equal to minus 6, x equal to minus 6 by 3, to x equal to minus 2. Minus 2. So draw the graph for this polynomial. So see here x values up to 0 and minus 2. So this is origin x, x dash, y, y dash. So x values up to 0, minus 2, minus 1, minus 2, 1, 2. No need of these values. And 1 up to 6 we need. So up to 6 we need means each unit we have to take, each centimeter as 2 units. 2, 4, 6. Minus 2, minus 4, minus 6. And the scale you have to write here. After that I will explain what are the precautions we have to take when we are drawing the graph. So scale on x-axis 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit, and y-axis 1 centimeter equal to 2 units. So 0 comma minus 6. We know how to plot the points. Already we have learned in 9th class. 0 comma 6. 0 on x-axis and 6 on y-axis. So x0, y6. This is the point 0 comma 6. And minus 2 comma 0. Here minus 2 on x-axis. 0 on y-axis means this only. Minus 2 comma 0. So join these 2 points. When you extend the line like this, definitely we'll get a straight line, and write the name of the line is 3x plus 6y equal to. Now we'll complete the graph of linear polynomial. This is the graph of linear polynomial. Graph of any linear polynomial is a straight line. We can conclude that graph of any linear polynomial is a straight line. Now similarly, graph of quadratic polynomial. Graph of quadratic polynomial, when you take graph of quadratic polynomial, here we are having three cases. Here we are having three cases for quadratic polynomial. Very important, these three cases. If you remember these three cases, then you can identify what are the zeros for that quadratic polynomial. We have to write the zeros also in the graph. So first case, different factors. Quadratic polynomial means two factors will come, two zeros will come. If those are different, that is the first case. And second case is equal factors. Sometimes we'll get equal zeros. And third case is no zeros or no factors. No factors. Factors are zeros, both are same, different zeros, equal zeros, no zeros. So no factors. In these three cases only will come. So quadratic polynomial, first one. If the factors are different, that means one of the factor is 3, another factor is minus 4. One of the factor is 3, another factor is minus 4. First I am writing negative value, after that positive value. So each and everyone is having a doubt. What is the doubt? So children are thinking, what are the values we have to take in the table? So if you know the factors, then you can take minus 4 is value is here and 3 is here. 3 after one number you can take 4. If these two are the factors, after this 3 you can take only one value. Next, minus 4 before value, that means minus 4 after value, one number we can take, minus 5. So in the middle of these two, definitely you can take one or two values, that is minus 4, 3, 0 you can take, and 1 also you can take. So if you know the different factors, then you can take the remaining factors easily. If you know the different factors, you can identify the remaining factors. When two factors are equal, that means sometimes we will get 4 and 4, equal factors are getting. In this case, so we cannot take after that, we cannot take before value. So that's why you can take negative values up to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Equal factors are 4, that's why we have to take up to 4. Definitely we have to take up to 4. And minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So minus 4 also we can take. So no factors are there. No factors means similar in this way only. 0 after 3 values, 0 before, minus 3 values you can take. Okay, every children is having it out. What are the values we have to take? So if you know the factors, that means different factors. If it is positive, after that one value you can take. Why we are taking after that one value, I will tell in the graph. I will explain in the graph. Why we are taking before that value. And so next value we are taking this here. So in the middle is 0, 1 you can take, or 2 also you can take, or minus 1 also you can take, any two values. Now when you come to equal factors, 0 after equal factors are 4, that means up to 4 you have to take, up to minus 3 or minus 4 you can take. If there is no factors, 0 after 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Okay, these are the three cases we are having in a quadratic polynomial graph. So what is the graph of quadratic polynomial? When you draw the graph of quadratic polynomial, definitely the shape is parabola. Upward parabola this is called. Sometimes graph is downward parabola. When we are getting this upward parabola and when we are getting this downward parabola, when we are getting upward parabola, then it depends upon a value. A value means what? General form of quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c. So in this, a value is this one. If a is greater than 0, then it is upward parabola. If a is less than 0, then it is downward parabola. If a is greater than 0, upward parabola will come. If a is less than 0, downward parabola will come. Only two graphs we are having. So how can we find the zeros for this quadratic polynomial? To find the zeros of a quadratic polynomial, first we know the factorization method. That is very, very important in 8th class. So factorization chapter is also there in 8th class. Definitely we have to learn how to find the factorization of any polynomial. So now let us take the example x square plus 7x plus 12. X square plus 7x plus 12. I'm explaining the factorization method. If you know this one, then only you can find the polynomials values easily. Finally, we have to write the justification also. So, factorization. If there is no coefficient of x square, we have to take it as 1. Multiply x square coefficient and constant term. What is the x square coefficient here? 1. What is the constant term here? 12. So when you are taking the term, including the sign also we have to take. Suppose x square plus 7x minus 12 is there. Then what is the constant term? If I am asking what is the constant term, means some of the children are thinking constant term is 12. That is wrong. Constant term is 12 means that is wrong. Constant term means if you are taking any value, including the sign also we have to take. If you forget about the sign, value will change. That's why including the sign also we have to take. So constant term 12 and x square coefficient 1. Multiply these two, then you will get 12. What about the middle term coefficient? Middle term variable coefficient. What is the middle term coefficient? Variable coefficient 7. So now when you multiply two numbers, you have to get 12. Addition or subtraction those two numbers, you need to get 7. What are the factors? So now I am taking the factors, 12 factors, 6 and 2 also we can take. If you write 6 and 2, 6 2s are 12, multiplication is okay. But coming to the addition or subtraction, if you add 6 plus 2, you will get 8. If you subtract 6 minus 2, you will get 4. Okay, so in that case, we cannot take these two factors. Think about another factors. So 4 and 3 also we can take. 4 and 3. So 4 3s are 12, multiplication. 4 plus 3, 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. So it is satisfying here. When it is satisfying only, then we can take the factors. Sometimes we will not get the factors also. Sometimes we will get the equal factors. Sometimes we are getting the different factors. So we got the factors here. Now right here, x square. These two factors we have to take. 4x. Why we are taking x means the middle term is x. Plus 3x plus last term is 12. This 4 comes from here and 3 comes from here. So I splitted the middle term of this quadratic polynomial. That's why this is also called splitting the middle term method. Splitting the middle term method. And the factorization method also we can call. So first see here. Take first these two terms. So take x common. If you take x common, x plus 4 will come. Right, as it is this x plus 4 here. Always, whatever the getting the value in the brackets, the same value you can write in another bracket. Now, these two terms common completed. Coming to the third term, 3x we need. Already x I wrote here. What number you are multiplying to get 3x? What number we have to multiply to x to get this third term? Plus 3 if you multiply, definitely will get third term, 3x. Plus into plus plus, 3 4s are 12. Automatically it will satisfy the next term also. That 4 also it will satisfy. Okay. So now here how many terms are there? Simply they are thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not 6 terms. Only 2 terms here we are having. In the previous session already I explained about terms also. Each and every term is separated by addition sign or subtraction sign. If it is there in the bracket, that will taken it as only single term. So from here to here one term, from here to here another term. From these two terms, what is the common factor? X plus 4 is the common factor. And if x plus 4 comes here, then remaining value from this first term is x. If x plus 4 take common, then remaining value is plus 3. So the factors are x plus 4 and x plus 3. This is the factorization method, very important method. Already we learned in 8th class and 9th class. Now we come to 10th class. It is very important. Because of that, when we are drawing the graph, after drawing the graph, we have to write the result, we have to write the justification. When you are writing the justification, you need to do the factorization method. You need to do the factorization method. Okay, I think all of you understand about this factorization method. Now, in the previous session I already explained, if it is a quadratic polynomial, how many zeros will come? 2 zeros. If it is cubic polynomial, 3 zeros. If it is biquadratic polynomial, 4 zeros. If it is linear polynomial, only 1 zero. So it depends upon highest power of the variable, the number of zeros are depend. So now the very important point is precautions. What are the precautions when we are drawing the graph? What are the precautions we have to take when we are drawing the graph? So first important point is, when we are drawing the graph, we are taking separate graph paper from the invigilator. So when you are taking the graph paper from the invigilator, it immediately from your starting drawing, you can start to draw the horizontal line and vertical line, x-axis and y-axis. You can draw all the graph you can draw, and the back side of that paper you can write the justification result. Each and everything you can complete. The first point, you will forget, sometimes you will forget the question number. If you are not write the question number, they will not give the marks to you. That's why question number is important. Next, second point is mark x dash and y dash. When you are marking x dash and y dash in the graph paper, so sometimes children will mark x dash, y dash. This is wrong. So always we have to mark x dash and y dash in capital letters. We cannot show in small letters. Okay. And third point is origin marking. Fourth point is scale we have to take. This is very important, scale. So on x-axis 1 centimeter, how many units you are taking? On y-axis 1 centimeter, how many units you are taking? So scale is very important. Scale is very important. So scale also we have to write. So fifth one is each and everything on the graph paper. Some of the children, I saw so many graph papers, some of the children are writing with pen. In a graph paper, we cannot write with pen. Cannot write with pen. So don't write with pen, better to write with pencil. Okay. So back side of the graph paper, you can write with pen. There is a rule lines. On that rule lines, you can draw the table or justification and result. Also, you can write whatever it may be. You can write with your pen, but don't write on the graph paper with your pen. Always use pencil. Don't forget this one. Question number. Question number is very important. So marking of x dash, y dash, origin marking. Fourth one scale, and fifth one cannot write with pen on the graph paper. Okay. Next, sixth one is after plotting the points, we are not marking the points. Mark the points also. Just when you are drawing the graph, just you can write like this. That is not correct. You have to write what is the name of that point also. Mark the point also and name of that polynomial. Name of that polynomial also. So here you can mark the polynomial name. So that is x square minus 3x plus 4. So name of the polynomial y equal to. So you can mark like this. So these precautions if you take when you are drawing the graph, definitely you will get the full marks. So 100% 4 marks question will come. That's why you can take these precautions. Definitely you will get the full marks. Otherwise they will reduce 1 mark or half mark sometimes. So that's why why we have to take the that much risk. So better to take these precautions, then we'll get the full marks. Now when we go through quadratic polynomial graph, so first graph drawing and the second one table, third one result, and fourth one justification. These are very, very important. Graph already you can draw. Next table, next result, what is the justification? Then you can complete the graph. So how many zeros will come for quadratic polynomial? Already I said for any quadratic polynomial definitely will get 2 zeros. Because of that the highest degree of the polynomial is 2. Highest degree of the polynomial is 2. Now I am drawing a graph for quadratic polynomial with an example x square minus x minus 12. X square minus x minus 12. So whether zeros will come or not. First we have to check in rough book whether the factors will come or not. If the factors will come, definitely you can take, already I explained how to take the values in the table. So in a rough paper you can take x square minus x minus 12. X square coefficient is 1, this is minus 12. Multiply these two, minus 12. And the middle term coefficient is, if there is no coefficient means we have to take it as 1. Including sign also we have to take, don't forget about sign, minus 1. Minus 1. So now 12 factors. Leave it about symbols. Negative symbols leave it about. 12 factors. 6 and 2 are there. 4 and 3 are there. When you take 6 and 2, if you add or subtract 6 and 2, you will not get minus 1. Then we have to take 4 and 3. Come to the symbols. Multiplication. When you multiply, will you get these two numbers? Will you get minus 12? No, it is not possible. So to get a negative sign, any one of the numbers should be negative. What number it should be? So here negative sign is there. Then keep small value for bigger value for negative sign. Then if you multiply these two values, then you will get minus 12. If you add these two values, then you will get minus 1. Minus 4 into 3, minus 12. Minus 4 plus 3 is minus 1. Minus 4 plus 3 is minus 1. So next. So these two are the values. Now draw the graph. Now I am drawing the graph here. These are the x. Next x values I can write here. So write the polynomial x square, including the symbol also you can write. This is the row for x square. This is the row for minus x. This is the row for constant minus 12. Minus 12. So finally you will write y value. So you can write the points here, x comma y points. So total how many rows we are drawing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So first row for x value, and second row for x square term, third row for x term, fourth row for constant, Fifth row for y value. Y value means a total. We have to do the simplification of that polynomial. That's why this is the row. So finally, x value and y value we can write it as in a points. So now I'm taking the x value. So we know the zeros, -4 and 3. So when the coefficient of x square is 1, then we can take x value is 4 and x value is -3. So x value 4 and the zeros are 4 and -3. The zeros are 4 and -3. So zeros are 4 and -3 means up to 4 we have to take. After that one value. Next before one value. That is 0 we have to take. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and up to -3, -1, -2, -3, one more value also we can take, -4. These values we have to take. These values we have to take. Now when you take 0, 0x square is 0. Next I will write first 0 values. 0x square, 0 into 0, 0. -0 means 0. So 0, 0, 0. This is -12. Then if you simplify these values, then we get -12. So the point is 0, -12. X value 0, y value -12. Now coming to the 1 square, 1. Next -1. So as it is -12. If you simplify these two values, only these values only we have to simplify up to this. So 1 - 1 0 -12. So here also -1 - 1 0 -12. So the point is 1, -12. So coming to next point, 3. So 3, if you take 3 here, 3 square, sorry 2 square, 4. 2 square is 4. Next -2. Next -12. Do one thing. This is a constant term. Then write all the constant values as it is. No need to change that value up to whenever the columns are there. Write those columns. So -12, -12, -12. So now take this one. Simplify these two. 4 - 2, 2. 2 - 12, -10. Be careful about simplification. If you do the mistake simplification, definitely your graph will become wrong. So now coming to third, 3 square, 9. 3 square is 9, -3. 9 - 3 6, 6 - 12, -6. Now coming to point 4 square, 16, -4. 16 - 4, 12. 12 - 12, 0. I will write next this x, y points. 5 square, 25. So -5. 25 - 5, 20. 20 - 12. 20 - 12 is how much? 20 - 12 is 8. 20 - 12 is 8. Next -1. Be careful about negative values. -1 whole square is 1. Minus into minus plus 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 minus 12 minus 10. 2 minus 12 is minus 10. So minus 2. Minus 2 whole square is 4. Minus of minus plus 2. Minus 2 whole square is 4. Minus into minus plus 2. So now 4 plus 2, 6. 6 minus 12, minus 6. Now 3. Minus 3, 9. Minus into minus plus 3. So 9 plus 3, 12 minus 12, 0. After that, one more point we are taking, that is minus 4, that is 16. 16 plus 4, 20. 20 minus 12, 8. So now the points are x value 2 comma minus 10. 2 comma minus 10. Next 3 comma minus 6. next 4 comma 0, 5 comma 8, minus 1 comma minus 10, minus 2 comma minus 6, minus 3 comma 0, minus 4 comma 8, minus 4 comma 8. Now to understand how to draw the table is very important. If you know, draw the table and do the simplification, then only you will get the points. Without taking the points, we cannot plot the points, we will not get the graph. So that's why points are very important. So the space is not sufficient. Now that's why I am erasing the table. After that I will draw the graph. When I am erasing the table, I will mark the points here. So the points are 0 comma minus 12, 1 comma minus 12, 2 comma minus 10, 3 comma minus 6, and 4 comma 0, 5 comma 8, minus 1 comma minus 10, 2 comma minus 6, minus 3 comma 0, and minus 4 comma 8. So if you identify the y values, see the y values, almost the maximum value is positive value is 8, negative value is minus 12. Minus 12. Not possible to take minus 12 or minus 12 on the y axis. That's why we have to decide the scale from this y values, from this x values. X values are up to 5 and minus 4. That is not a problem. But when we are taking the y values, definitely will get a problem. That's why scale factor decide will x value and y value. These two values will decide. So from these values I can take on x axis 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit, but on y axis if you take 1 centimeter on 1 unit, then graph will become very big. It will not look like nice. That's why 1 centimeter equal to 2 units you can take. Definitely you will get a graph nice. So now these are the points so we have to take. So here I am writing the remaining points, minus 3 comma 0 and minus 4 comma 8. This is very important. Wantedly I did not write the question number. Don't forget to write the question number when you are drawing the graph. Okay, so now draw the vertical line and horizontal line. Exactly middle of the paper you can take. So here I will write. So x-axis, x dash, y dash, horizon 0. So scale you can write here. How you are taking 1 centimeter equal to on x-axis 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit. On y-axis what I said, according to that y value, so I am taking 1 centimeter equal to 2 units. 2 units. So 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Enough. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Enough. Minus 5. So now I'm taking here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Minus 2, minus 3, sorry, minus 4, minus 6, minus 8, minus 10, minus 12. So for this scale also they are giving the half mark to you. If you forgot writing the scale, definitely they will reduce half mark. There is a rule for reducing the marks for a scale. So that's why don't forget to write the scale. So plotting the points. You know how to plot the points. Already we have learned in 9th class. 0 comma minus 12 and 1 comma minus 12. These points you can plot and join freehand. Join with freehand. 0 comma minus 12. 0 comma minus 12 means x 0 and y minus 12. It says 0 comma minus 12. writing the points also, marking the points also very important. Okay, only marking the point, and they are not, some of the children are not writing the values. Writing the values also very important. Next, 1 comma minus 12 on the x-axis 1, same minus 12 here. 1 comma minus 12. So now 2 comma minus 10. 2 comma minus 10. 3 comma minus 6. 3 comma minus 6. 3 here, minus 6 here. 2 comma minus 10. 3 comma minus 6. 4 comma 0. So here 4 comma 0. Next 5 comma 8. 8 must be here. 5 comma 8. So now minus 1 comma minus 10. Minus 1 minus 10. This is the point. Minus 1 minus 10. Minus 2 minus 6. Minus 2 minus 6. This is the point. Minus 2 minus 6. Next minus 3 0. Minus 3 0. Next minus 4 8. Minus 4 8. So these points, if you join with the freehand diagram, then your graph will become like this. Some of the children are doing till here only graph they are showing, but this is not correct. You have to extend the line like this and give the arrow mark, and you can extend the line like this, you can give the arrow mark. Okay, and mark the name of the polynomial y equal to x square minus 6 minus 12. X square minus 6 minus 12. Okay, so identify the shape of the polynomial. Parabola. This is the shape, we can call it as parabola, and it is upward parabola. Already we discussed when it is upward parabola depends upon coefficient of x square. Coefficient of x square is what? 1. 1 is negative. A is here negative. A means when you take the general form of quadratic polynomial, A is positive, then it is upward parabola. A is negative, downward parabola. Here x square coefficient is positive. 1 is positive. That's why this is upward parabola. This is upward parabola. Now we are taking zeros. How to find the zeros? Whenever the graph cuts the, means intersects the x-axis, those are the zeros. Those are the zeros. Here 4 is the one of the 0, and here minus 3 is another 0. 4 is one of the 0, minus 3 is another 0. Okay, so these two are the zeros of the. Don't mark in a graph, just I am showing to you. That's why I marked here, I circled here. 4 and minus 3 are the zeros of the polynomial. After drawing the graph, now the graph was completed. After drawing the graph, you have to write the result and justification. Result. What is the result we have to write? Result. 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 That means graph intersects x-axis at minus 3 and 4. Therefore, the zeros are minus 3, 4. And justification. Justification means I will write here justification. Justification. Justification means nothing but factorization method. So x square minus x minus 12. We cannot write in the graph paper. This result and justification and table we have to write on the back side of the graph paper. that is the rule line paper. So x square space is not sufficient, that's why I am writing here only x square minus x minus 12. So already I explained how to take the factorization. Constant term and x square coefficient. What is the values? 1 into minus 12. 1 into minus 12 is what? Minus 12. And x coefficient minus 1. So 4, 3 we have to take. 4, 3. So to get negative value, definitely one of the value should be negative. So to get minus 1, definitely this is the negative value. Already we have done last 5 minutes back. 3 minus 4 minus 1. So x square minus 4x plus 3x minus 12. Take x common, x minus 4. Right as it is, x minus 4 I said. Plus 3 you can take x minus 4 and x plus 3. These two are the factors. If you take x minus 4 equal to 0, then you will get x equal to 4. Why we are taking 0 means, so to get the zeros of the polynomial, already we know p of x equal to 0. This is a linear polynomial. To get the 0, the total polynomial we should take equal to 0. That's why x minus 4 equal to 0, x equal to 4, and x plus 3 equal to 0, x equal to minus 3. So 4 and x equal to 4, x equal to minus 3. These two are the zeros of the polynomial. That is the justification. When you complete the table, result and justification along with graph, then only you can complete the graph of the quadratic polynomial. This is one of the model. And if you take the second model, what is the second model? Already I explained the 3 cases. What are those? Different factors, that means different zeros. When equal zeros are there, definitely the graph will touches the x-axis. I think all of you understand about this graph. Now we'll go for the second case. Second case, I will explain briefly for second case. Almost the same model for we can take for drawing the graph. In second case, I am taking the example of x square minus 6x plus 9. This is the textbook example only, x square minus 6x plus 9. When you are taking the factorization for this, x square minus 3x plus 9. Already I explained here coefficient and constant term multiplied 9. Middle term is minus 6. So minus 3 we have to take minus 3x. If you take x common, x minus 3, and write as it is x minus 3 will come here. So x minus 3 into x minus 3. X minus 3 equal to 0. To find the zeros, so we need to make equal to 0 this polynomial. And x minus 3 also equal to 0. X minus 3 equal to 0 means x equal to 3. Here also x equal to 3. This is the second case. Two zeros are equal. If you draw for that polynomial, definitely the graph will touches the x-axis. If the equal zeros are there, definitely the graph touches the x-axis at the point of 3. This is 3. If you think 1, 0, x dash, y dash. That is the second case. The remaining values also we can take. Before 3 you can take some values, after 3 you can take some values. Before 3 you can take some values, after 3 also some values you have to take. If you take some values means the graph will go like this. If you take some before 3 some values, the graph will go like this. That's why you have to take the values before 3 and after 3. This is the second case. What about the third case? Sometimes we will not get the in this case, what we have to write the justification? That is one of the doubt. What we have to write the justification? Justification is you can do the factorization, and result what you have to take. What you have to write. Before that, what is the result? Before that one, first example. In that example, the result is graph intersects the x-axis in 2 different points. But in second case, that is the graph which touches the x-axis, at only one point, that is the 0. So last one, third case is in this case graph will never touches the x-axis. Graph will never touches the x-axis. Now let us take the example x square minus 4x plus 5. X square minus 4x plus 5. So if you take the factorization, then 5 into 1, 5. Then minus 4. Then minus 4. If you when you are multiplying two values, we'll get 5. Those two values, if you add or subtract, we'll get 4. What are the factors? Factors for 5. 5 is the prime number. Definitely 1 and itself are the factors. So 5 and 1. Is it possible to get minus 4 here? Not possible. If you add 5 and 1, definitely 6 will come. If you subtract, subtraction means there is no subtraction sign. So only these two factors for 5. These two are not satisfied for this value. Okay, in this case there is no factors. There is no factors. Then you can take for the values of the table. Then you can take 0 after 1, 2, 3, 4 points, and minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 points. Enough. Draw the graph. So the graph will like this. It will never touches the x-axis, but it touches the y-axis. But it touches the y-axis, it will never touches the x-axis. So, and name of the polynomial you can write here x dash y dash. Similarly, you can write the same example, same result and justification. Justification, just you can write, you can show the factors like this. So, not possible for finding the factors. This is the result. This is result. Sorry, justification. This is justification. And what about result? In that result, the graph never touches the x-axis. Never touches the x-axis. In this case, graph never touches the x-axis. Only these three cases are there in that second exercise of quadratic polynomial chapter. So just only three cases. Remember those three cases. Graph will touches the x-axis. Graph never touches the x-axis, and the graph intersects the x-axis. Touches the x-axis, never touches the x-axis, intersects the x-axis. These three cases only we can do. So sometimes we'll get downward parabola also will come. So in the next session I will explain downward parabola question. So do this. One of the question is there. In that session, next session I will explain downward parabola, how it will come. So when it will come, when the a value, that means x square coefficient is negative, then the parabola will become downward parabola. Next session I will explain. And in this session, graph is very, very important. What I explained to take for precautions drawing the graph, those are very, very important. Question number will forget. Children will forget to write the question number. That is also very, very important. Marking x dash, y dash. Those are the capital letters we have to take, not small letters we cannot take. And origin, scale is very, very important. How to take the scale on x-axis, on y-axis. On x-axis, based on x values, you can decide the scale, and based on x-axis, you can decide the scale. So these are the points for drawing the graph. So in the second exercise, I think you can do your own questions. So I will give some questions to you to draw graph by your own. So only I am giving two questions. Using those two questions, you can draw the graph. X square plus 3x, x square plus 3x minus 4. X square plus 3x minus 4. X square plus 3x minus 4. This is the one of the question. And another question is, try for this also. X square plus 6x plus 8. So try these two questions by your own, then definitely you will get the graph. Okay, thank you for the all.